Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is a beautiful day and it's time to uppot this beautiful and amazing plant that I have. This is a pomegranate and it's the coal variety, and it was the sign of the roots at the bottom to say I need to get a bigger pot. So that's what I'm going to do today. Oh, the pot that I'm going to be using isn't actually a brand new pot because we're gardening on a budget and we're gardening to save money and get healthy food. So I was at the allotment doing a little bit of walking around, and we do have a little dumping section at the top where you put your items and the council, hopefully, whenever they decide to come and remove the rubbish. And there was two. The one that I used already, if you look here, you see this beautiful Japanese bitter lemon. It was saying the same thing. I've had it for about a year or two, and the roots were flying at the bottom, so I've up-potted. They were actually in a 12 liter one, which is this one here. I'm not sure how much gallon that is. I am not very good at using the old system, the imperial system. I'm very good at using the metric system because that's how I grew up. But this one is way bigger. This one here, way bigger. Look, massive. So it's going to give it, the pomegranate, enough room, roots to get itself right where it needs to be. And then it's going to flourish. Hopefully, I'm praying in a year or even this year, it might give me some fruit. Okay, that's a little bit far-fetched, but you never know. I'm taking care of the soil, so maybe the plant will take care of me. So I have some sand in the bottom of this one, but sand is such a great thing to add to your soil. It helps with drainage, and that's what I want to accomplish, to make sure I do not have soggy roots or root rot or anything happen to my root plant when I'm actually transplanting them or putting them somewhere different. I want to make sure it's get enough moisture where it doesn't have any issues with the rooting or finding where it needs to go. But even on a budget, guys, you gotta have this is a pot that I had some peppers in from last year. It's finished its time right now, but it's time to reuse it, and I'm gonna amend it as well with my homegrown or home done compost to make sure it has enough nutriments or nourishments inside of it. Plus, it fills up the bucket. So why not? So I'm going to use it. The first thing I'm going to do is mix all of this with the sand, making sure there's a good blend between each other, so it helps with the drainage, because we don't want to have no soggy root issues, and I don't want to transplant something and then it ends up having issues. I want it to be able to, flourish. That was the root of something else. Bye-bye. So I'm going to blend that in nicely. Because the compost that's in this one here that I used from last year, it actually is a organic horse manure blended with some perlite. So it's already got a little bit of flow in there, but a little bit better. Some more drainage doesn't matter. Give it the chance. For me anyway, when you're gardening, just remember your garden is yours. You do whatever you feel like, or whatever, it is yours. Make the garden yours. Information is out there, but remember, as I say, it's your garden. Do whatever you feel fit, and if you're getting results, stick to it. I almost dig my eyes out with that, because these thorns on this, let me tell you, the thorns on this Japanese bitter lemon is not nice at all. They are very humongous and sharp. Yeah, let's release some of this. I might just need to add a little bit more sand in it, just a little bit, because I'm going to put, actually maybe I don't need to. Let's see. So what's next for me is adding, right now the next thing for me is to literally add, oops, my finger got caught on the tripod trying to move it. But literally right now, for me, the first thing for me to do now is to get the pot where it is. See how it is in here. Let me see if you guys can see this. See how it is in that big pot. Like just taking it up and plumbing it in there. And give it a wiggle. And looking at where it's landing right now, I will have to take a little bit more soil out so I can literally have it up to the base, the root. I don't want to cover it all the way up here. I want it to come down to the bottom where the rooting, where the soil meets the stem. That's originally what's there. So I don't want to bury it too deep. I want the roots to be able to have a breathing factor. I want it to breathe. So let me take a little bit out, just a little bit, not too much. Voila. And then your boy is going to just drop it back in. Let's see. Okay. I think that I'm happy with that. The next thing for me to do now is to attempt to take this out, because the roots, I don't want to damage it. This is going to be a tricky one, guys. I promise you. Some things are tricky. I'm going to give it a little roll. Loosen up some of those roots. Give it a good roll, and let's see. Are we in business? We could be, but the roots, I just don't want it to be damaged. Okay, let me just give it a little shake off. Maybe if I shake off a little bit of the dirt off the roots, just give it a wiggle. Just give it a wiggle there. And it's okay. There we go. A little, being gentle as possible. You want to maintain the roots, because they're the ones going to do the main job for you while you take care of your soil. Okay, just kind of remove some of these. I just don't want to cause any issue. You know. Okay, we're in business. That's a grass. Remove that. I think we are in business now, ladies and gentlemen. I think we are in business. Let's see. Okay, here we go. And as you can see, guys, look at the roots. They're all strangled up. I am going to give it some shake, give it a bit of shock. I want these roots to be loosened up a bit. Just give it a bit of roughage at the side here. To not let it damage the roots, but there's a bit of grass growing out of here. Just to loosen them up a bit, because they are strangling down the bottom. It's really tangled. I might have to rough it up a bit, guys. Sorry. Just to rough him up. Yeah, I think so. Let the air goes in there and let the roots do its thing. Okay, that's looking good to me. I've loosened up the roots so they can start doing their thing. I'm going to pop it back here, and I'll bring it onto the table in a second, because all of this is not going to waste. All of this that I shook off, it's all going back onto the top of this pomegranate plant. So next I'm going to just shake him up a little bit more. The top, give it a little bit of a shake. You know, yes, sir. What I will do, once it starts to get its progress going, and then the summer is here, or even the spring, I am going to have to give it some super juice, just a little bit of fertilizer, the natural way, and get it going. So maybe by the end of the year it could give me fruit, because they're super hardy, and this is green, I promise you. And I'm going to give it a bit of prune. I'm going to look around and see if there's any dry limbs that are not needed here. Trim it off, give it a bit of tidy. But before that, let me add my home natural compost, which is going to add all that great benefit for the soil here, because it has it there already and I've made it myself. It's literally just feeding everything. I don't need to add anything else to it. So for now, container garden does require a little bit more maintenance than the soil that we have in a natural way, because it's there, it stays there, it doesn't have anything else. You just have to keep looking at it, and look at your plants. It will tell you what it requires as well. So I'm gonna sprinkle. So let me take you over here. So what I've done now is just shake it all the way in here, because in another pot, because if I do use the bag, I am clumsy at times, I will probably throw it on the floor. As you probably can see right now, I've already done some already, just there on the floor. That's just there. So hey, best thing, let's get it in here, and then I can use the pot, which is the same size of it anyway, and do what I need to do. But this is all natural stuff. You can still see the worms in this compost, and it's lovely. But this is here, it's from us, it's from this allotment, it's from my garden. And worms, look at that. That's gonna help all of this. Gonna create more worm castings and stuff like that. So it's literally, it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be amazing when it starts to do, just produce something. So right now I'm gonna just backfill it, and I'm gonna put it down, because I'm gonna push it down a little bit, because I do want to make sure all the roots are getting the connection it requires, Just pop it down, give it a bit of tap if you wish. I'm just estimating, will I need to add some more to it? Probably. Let's try to get it as center as possible, Oh yeah, I do have this. This is gonna go on top now. This has got like wood chip blended on it, so it's gonna even add more to the plant itself. Like it's gonna create a really good mulch. So yeah, that is that. Doesn't it look great and amazing, ladies and gentlemen? It looks amazing. So the one thing I'm gonna get is grab my secateurs, prune off some dead limbs and stuff. Just kind of give it a little stronger possibility to get bigger. Okay, I have my secateurs, because pruning does require a bit of understanding. But because this is not ready for the full, it's not a real mature tree, I'm literally just going to look for any dead ends in between here. This one here is a dead one. And just remove that and open up the air in between the tree, because this here, that's the main. This is the main that I'm going with. So this is dead. It's just dry. Look, it's dead. So I definitely know my tree. It's actually a shrub. Pomegranate is in the shrub family. It's not a tree. So I'm just gonna look out for any dead ends. Trim that. Yes, and I can see little buds coming up already as well, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it closely. Let me get you off this, tri-stand and show you guys closely. If you look closely, you saw those little buds there on the sides. Those are going to be the new growth that I'm looking for. So I'm just going to remove all the dead bits that's hanging around and get this shrubby-dubby, Mr. Pomegranate, into where it needs to go, because it has grown quite a bit. It's grown. It's put on a lot more life, and I'm happy for it to do well this year. And you just have to really look. You will look. I didn't even have to prune that because it's dry, but let me just cut it clean as possible. And let's remove any crossovers, any limbs which are crossing over each other. To remove that. Open up the airflow within here, and it will produce different growing sections as well, because I want it to spread out. I want it to have more growth at the base and come up into like I wouldn't even know how to call it, like an upside down pear shape. Does that make sense? Like a mug or a cup. I want it to be a cup shape. So it's growing like there and bell up like a U. So I want it to come out and open up in the top. So in the future, I will remove a few of these main stems and then have another leader coming off the base to rise up, and then keep pruning it and see if it does what I need it to do. As I say, this is how I am doing it. Doesn't mean it's the correct way, but this is how I feel confident enough to do this. If not, I can always buy another one. Okay, we're not going to do that. I've put a lot of effort in this, but everything is a trial and error for me sometimes, and learning. This one is that branch there is finished as well. Let me just prune this out. Okay, that's gone. There's not much to prune this one. I just want to give it, just to remove the dead barks and dead growth from last season, so we can focus. Okay, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, so that is it right now, guys. Look at it. It's spreading out. You see, it's growing outward. This is what I'm looking for, a growth to spread out from the top there, open up the area here so it has a lot of air flow right through the plant that encouraged it to do well. Yeah, I think I did a really good job. If not, right, what do you ever feel like how I did it? If I could do better, let me know, because knowledge is power, and we're all here to help each other to grow and learn better doing this. And I think it's going to do well, because look at that. Look at these guys. I think they're going to do well. I will give you guys an update later on down in the spring, so hopefully we can have a beautiful spring. All from me, this is your boy Mr. Green Hands, always doing something in the garden. I find it a blessed place to be. Working with nature is the most encouraging and impacting thing that anybody can do. Sitting behind a desk is the most depressing. Working with your hands is grateful, and give God thanks. And that's all from me, Mr. Green Hands. Don't forget to take care of yourself and the planet, because we just have to. It's our home.